Hey guys, welcome to HKC 217 podcast powered by All Seasons Energy and sponsored by Helmet City.
This is episode 37, I believe. Helmet City have been incredible in providing Hudson with helmets for the last few seasons. You may have noticed that Hudson's moved over to the LS2 Carbon Thunder Plus.
Thunder Plus, yeah.
Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, so on the rowrah 11s which I had before, the vision vertical wasn't a lot. So on my new body position with my training, you look a lot more around the corner and trying to look up through the top of your visor. So it was kind of restricting me, and I was wearing the KYT from the World Final, and I realised, oh wow.
Yeah, obviously that helmet's been smashed up.
Yeah, so wearing the KYT and noticed that it actually helps a lot more, having a lot more vision, and it helps with, you can look round more and get your shoulder a lot further down. So looking through different helmets.
Yeah, Dean was amazing.
Dean were amazing, suggesting
Dean who
helmets.
suggested it. Luca has actually the same helmet. I think Zach Weston has the same helmet as well.
And I think he's got a shark. I think.
Oh yeah, Zach's shark actually. Yeah, I don't. But they are like a little bit sharker looking helmet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you kind of realise with the KYT when you're at the World Finals, that it made a big difference. Hudson tried to wear, if you look on the photos from round one of the FIM British Mini Bikes Championship, on the practice day, he tried his HJC back on.
And then after wearing my KYT all the way through the winter training out in Spain, I put my HJC back on. I'm like, wow, this feels not very nice. So
yeah, and we were actually trying to stay with HJC. We tried on. I don't believe you tried on. We actually measured up a Rafa 1.
Yeah, so
there's a Rafa 12 coming out.
Yeah,
and it looks very similar. So Dean, Helmet City suggested this LS2 Carbon Thunder Plus, which has been bang on really. So he obviously tested it for the first time at the Freetech Talent Cup, which you thought were incredible. So massive thanks to Dean. As always, been really incredible in supporting Hudson and his racing with the rider support programme. So thanks to Dean. Make sure you check out Helmet City. I think they're the best helmet suppliers in the UK. So as we roll into episode 37 of the podcast, which this episode will cover the Freetech Junior Talent Cup, track day at rowrah. I believe we've been to Bemsey, maybe in between that, I'm not 100% sure. The next round of the minigp at rowrah, which is in a few weeks, and we've got a couple of updates for the MotoGP Fantasy League and all the racing that we've been watching over the last month. Are we now? We're into
May.
We're into May now. Yeah, so April's been pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So rolling into the Freetech Talent Cup, Hudson wanted to race in this race series this year. Hudson went down, as you know from previous podcasts. Hudson went down and did the training day with Max Cook, and I believe it his brother.
I think it was his brother. Yeah.
Anyway, so that were really good, and Hudson kind of said after that, I really want to race in Freetech Talent Cup. So I was like, okay, we shall race that series, and a lot of people have moved across to there from the British Mini Bikes.
Yeah.
So there's a few people that we know across there, so it's been really good.
It's good, and it's some good racing as well. Tight racing between me and Arnie. Different bike.
Yeah, and you enjoyed you've been up there in mid March, I think, for practice day on the new bike, and then obviously Hudson had been up there for the FIM Mini GP round 1 at Teesside, and then we were there 2 weeks later after his crash at Teesside
with the
Freetech one. So going into practice, if you want to continue.
So practice, really good to be back. Quite scary. You can remember on the first session when I was back, it was nice. It's a lot more bumpy this year, so figuring out different lines through and weaving your way through the bumps, coming down into turn 2 especially, because it kind of kicks up your rear end. So different braking markers. I think we were going faster this year, weren't we?
Yeah. Records were broke.
Yeah.
You were a bit twitchy, weren't you, first time riding out there?
Yeah, a bit twitchy.
You want to touch on that?
Yeah, so coming through the flip-flop, my first lap out, came in and kind of had a scary coming back through the flip-flop after my crash. but after a couple of laps, it felt kind of normal.
You said actually it felt a little bit, not the flip flop, but the track in general felt a little bit more comfortable on the.
Yeah, on the Freetech it felt nicer with the. Obviously, it's a completely different bike to my MotoGP. On the Freetechs, it's like quite soft and helpful. On the MiniGP, you get all of the feedback like chucked at you. So it's a different riding style because it's obviously a bigger bike as well. But it felt nice and smooth on the Freetech bike compared to what it were a couple of weeks before on the MiniGPs.
Yeah, so that were interesting feedback to that, especially with what is a MiniGP bike and what is essentially a road bike converted into a racing bike. But yeah, you said that. You said it were a lot more smoother on that bike. Obviously, it can travel a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more flexibility, probably on the suspension, or a little bit more travel. Yeah. So rolling into qualifying, you were quite confident going into qualifying. Obviously, we didn't know everybody's time on the practice day. You felt like you had a little bit more to give on when qualifying come out. It with decent conditions again, not as warm as the day before though, and we had early morning qualifying. Hudson, I think most riders went out pretty much together. I think Lakin, Hudson, Arne, Joshua, kind of all vying to go out a little bit first. So soon as the session started, I think all four of them riders were together. Hudson kind of took Lakin, probably ended lap 1 of qualifying.
Yeah, you were lap 1, rolling kind of a train, and everyone were quite slow.
Well, it was the first lap out.
It was the first lap out, and I was like, well, if I tried to start putting some fast laps in and then I get held up by somebody in this pack, because I know I was faster than some of them in the pack, so I was like, right, let's just weave my way through, get to the front, and then do some good laps.
I don't know what lap it were that you did your fastest lap on. It might have been, you only got 4 laps, so it might have been lap 2 or lap 3.
Or lap 2 or lap 3. I think because lap 1 was in a chain, lap 2 I overtook. It must have been lap 3, yeah. And
you put in a good time, and you kind of knew on your dash there that were a good time. I was boarding you, like saying that were P1. A lot faster than probably what, I don't know what everybody were going on the Friday, but Hudson probably took, I think it was like half a second out of your time from Friday.
Yeah.
In what I'd consider, it weren't nowhere near as nice as it were Friday afternoon or Friday midday.
The conditions were up and down all the way through the weekend, especially at night because the temperature dropped off a cliff, didn't it?
So it was really good. I was like, wow, that's an incredible time. That. So yeah, really happy with that. His first pole position in the Freetech Talent Cup, and you were starting in P1 for race 1. And again, you only got a short bit of qualifying. So going into race 1, do you want me to read through that one? So myself and Arne got off to a good start, going 3 wide down the hill. Arne took the lead, and I was with him for the whole race. 3 laps to go, and we
met a few back markers. Both myself and Arne got held up quite a lot through the flip flop and up the corkscrew as well. Yeah, Arne got away with the back markers. It played out good for him. Kind of messed it up a little bit for me, and then
you're chasing him down.
Chasing him down again. Yeah, got my PB because we had a few laps without any back markers. We did
1 minute
16.92, which was the best.
That was the record.
That was the record, weren't it? Yeah.
That was the 125 junior. I think that was the Freetech record,
record. Yeah.
Certainly the Junior Talent Cup record.
Yeah.
So you were quite happy with that. You were happy that you did that time, even though you were frustrated that it was kind of back markers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say scuppered, but it just sometimes plays out better. Sometimes
played it out for the rider behind because you kind of catch them up and then you get a good slingshot. It's kind of a lucky draw, really, on where you come across them.
Yeah, so going into race 2, you had to start in P2. The rules in the Freetech Talent Cup are, even though Hudson got the fastest lap in race 1, I presumed that it would have you would have started on P2, but that's not the rules. I should have actually checked that. But anyway, so Hudson started in P2, basically straight into a drag race, going down the hill, kept yourself in P2 with Arne, and you were at it again. You stuck together like glue for 7 laps with no more than 3/10 between you. Then with 2 laps to go, you made your move into turn 3 at the bottom of the hill. And then you really felt like you had to get your head down because you could see Arnie were a little bit faster on the back straight.
Yeah.
So you had 2 laps felt like you were having to hang on a little bit.
Yeah.
And really get your head down. An incredible race between Honda versus Suzuki, and Hudson managed to hang on to the lead with Arnie, like basically bang behind him for race 2. So that were your first Freetech Talent Cup win.
Yeah.
So it was a good race, that one.
A really good race, good strategy in it, because I was setting up that move. It was a really hard move to make. I've been setting it up for like 3 or 4 laps. I was like, well, if I come a little bit wider, I can get the slipstream, then pull out. Trying different things, and then 1 lap, I was like, right, here we go. I got a good exit, got a slipstream, and up the inside I went down into turn 2. Amazing move. Some people on the Freetech thing who said that I'd see the move and stuff.
I think a few people like seeing you like doing that move down there.
It was a good move.
You said like you were squirming a little bit.
Pretty squirming, yeah. Over that bump that I said earlier. You come down, you brake just before it, and it kicked your rear end up, just proper squealing up inside.
So all the way through it, just to recap a little bit, all the way through this Freetech round, you kind of had a little bit of a gearbox problem. It sometimes jumped out of gear. It was really, if you change gear and it bogged down a little bit, if you weren't really in high revs, which you should be, but you kind of had to ride around it a little bit, integrating a little bit of clutch action where you didn't necessarily have to. So in race 1 and race 2, it affected you, but not a lot. Certainly going into race 3, which is our building up to, it affected you a lot there. You had a really bad start. It was just like super sloppy. It didn't really go into second properly, I don't think.
Yeah, I let go of the clutch, set off, and then as I hooked second, it went into second for about half a second, and then dropped back down into first, and then it were just fumbled up my start, but still got behind Arnie on that one, didn't I? Just because we all came in like 4 wide, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you dropped to 4th, but you managed to get back to P2 by end of first lap, and then you were like kind of trying to chase Arnie down. He'd actually got a bit of a distance on you, and he'd kind of kept that 1.5 second gap all the way through the race until about 3 laps to go. You had a couple of gearbox malfunctions again. Nearly
every lap on the last 3 laps I had gearbox issues,
and it ended up being like 6 seconds behind, which were a bit of a disappointing end because you wanted to win like the overall win, but really good results.
Really good to say I had gearbox issues, which I'm really happy that I did what I did.
Yeah, we're just like, I think that last race was just like 1 race too far, but really good. Enjoyed being on that bike.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what we went for is kind of what you achieved then. It was good to go back to the same track, bearing in mind that Hudson had just crashed there a couple of weeks ago. So you could say jumping them back on the horse or whatever, but it was good to go back there. I wouldn't say that you were worried. I just asked you about it before we went there and after that first session. But you looked super comfortable on that bike.
Yeah.
And it was a good weekend. Really well run.
Enjoyed it.
Podium. Hudson kind of sorted out like t-shirts, celebrations, champagne. Hudson's got the shirt on now, so that's a really nice touch. Really good for all the Junior Talent Cup riders there. So really good weekend. Really enjoyed it. Massive thanks to Arne, Jordan. Congratulations to Jordan, Arne, Sid, I believe, rode in that endurance team, and Joshua, yeah. And they come third in the endurance. Hudson were desperate to do the endurance actually.
Yeah.
But they stopped and did the endurance after we actually had to shoot off. So we watched the first hour of their endurance racing. I think it was a 4-hour endurance, were it?
Yeah.
So that was like a good little team. We were really good working with Arne. Obviously we were like in the same owning with Arne. Alliance Steel Jordan, let's call him.
Yeah.
And his dad come down. I think his dad come down for the races.
There.
So absolutely fantastic. Really good day. Really good seeing Billy there, Sid there. Yeah.
Just really fun. Really fun riding a different bike.
And we're on for tea time.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So that rounds up that. So don't forget, you'll be able to watch the Freetech Talent Cup. So I'll put a link in the description where you can watch all the races from the Freetech Talent Cup, because it was broadcast live, which is a new nice touch.
It's a new thing, yeah.
There weren't no commentary on there, but all the races are on there. So if you click at the link in the description, you will see the link to the Junior Talent Cup live stream, which is about 6 hours long. If you look in the comments, you'll see Hudson's YouTube profile, and you can actually click on the timestamps in Hudson's comment, and it takes you bang to race 1, race 2, race 3. Plus, I'm going to be editing together the video for his vlog, and that'll have you some race footage in that as well, like highlights as well. So I've been able to do that. So that's coming out next. So that's the HKC 217 vlog, which will be covering the Freetech round. So yeah, and pretty good coverage as well on the. Despite not having no commentary, it's wicked coverage.
It's still coverage.
Yeah, you can see Arnie and Hudson at it, especially like race 2 and race 1. So overall over the weekend, it was Arne who got a first, a second, and a first, and took the overall win. Hudson got a second, a first, and a second, and Lakin got a third, a third, a third. So really good weekend, like I said, the champagne celebrations and everything. Like,
yeah, really good.
I think Hudson Kenner's got it like bang on there, like so good at end there.
Yeah.
With tunes on, you even got to like pick your like intro
tune. Yeah.
Was that when they were giving you t-shirts?
When they were giving us t-shirts, yeah, you got to pick like a song before.
What did you choose? Can you remember?
No, I can't remember.
Leave Me Alone?
Yeah, it will Leave Me Alone.
Fred again. Anyway, so we roll on to, we went a week after or 2 weeks after that, we've been up to Rowrah, did a track hire day up there, which were absolutely fantastic. That was on the minigp bike at the track where actually Hudson's racing next.
Yeah.
So a good day up there.
Really good.
No rain.
No rain compared to
previous times.
We've gone there, snow, everything. We've had all sorts up there. You can't predict weather, but it was actually really nice weather, weren't it?
Yeah. Good day up there. Met Tyler. Met his other rap racing teammates Joshua and Caden. Arnie Carr were up there. Wilson were up there.
Wilson. Blake Wilson.
Blake were up there on his GP2, yeah?
GP2, I think it were.
Yeah. Travis Shaw, who Hudson used to race with on his Metro kit. Loads and loads of mini motos. Yeah. Really, really well done run day actually. Guys were incredible up there. Kind of got in that from kind of being in a supermoto group, I believe.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say a secret day, but a bit of a really good day run by somebody I didn't really know, to be fair. Danny Shaw run a day up there last year.
Yeah. Which
were Andy. I think Danny were there because they're racing there in July, I think, themselves. So there were a few fab riders there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good day. So that were that. We'll go on to we'll cover the MotoGP. So since the last podcast, it's been the Circuit de Americas, Cota.
I don't know how you do that.
Cota. And Juarez, the MotoGP. We won't go through the results there, but we will go into the Fantasy League. So we will read out the top 10 and who we know who listens to the podcast. Anybody in the standings there. So in first position is Ducati Panigale V45, I believe, from Italy on 601 points. In second place is RR112 from Spain. In third place is Popcorn Machine from ZAF. I believe that's South Africa again.
South Africa, yeah.
In fourth position is P1 Nicholas. In fifth position is Fisher Bikes. In sixth position is Slim Fresh. In seventh position is El Loco Racing. In eighth position is El Dinero de Loco, which is Luca's dad. In ninth position, Pinos. Yeah, I better get that right. And in 10th position is Adam Curtis. So that's just covering the top 10. Just realised what I've just read there. Going down the list, Hudson's mum is in 17th position.
S20 Racing
is in 24th position. His sister Alana is in 26th position. Hudson's in 29th position. Anybody else we know there? I'm in 35th position.
Well, I'm beating you now.
Mike Carr, Arnie Carr's dad, is in 38th position. And anybody else we know there? I think that's it. So yeah, at least we're not last.
Yeah.
The top the top team, the team for Ducati Panigale V4S actually, that's his name, is Jorge Martin, Pedro Costa, Jack Miller, and Augusto Fernandez. So,
and his constructor is Ducati.
Oh yeah, his constructor is Ducati, and his team is
the
Pramac Ducati.
Yeah.
So that kind of touches on that. And we've kind of been spoiled with like the MotoGP. So we've had 2 rounds. I mean, the last 2 rounds of MotoGP have been absolutely incredible to watch. Yeah. Obviously, the last round were at Juarez, but the Cota one was good. Good to see Bagnaia back on the podium. We've also been spoiled with BSB at Navarro. That's been really good. British Talent Cup at Navarro.
Junior GP,
Red Bull Rookies.
Yeah, we've had lots
this
of
weekend it's back at Alton Park for the BSB
and the Bemze.
Bemze are at Snetterton.
Yeah.
This weekend, so we've got a lot of racing to try and keep us tabs on this weekend. But it's been like a good month of watching racing, checking out everybody else's vlogs, yada yada yada. And I think have we got anything else to cover on that? Make sure you like and subscribe. The HKC 217
vlogs.
So the next vlog will be the Freetech vlog, and again that'll include some highlight footage of the racing taken from the live broadcasts. Don't forget you can click on the link in the description to watch the full races on the stream channel.
Yeah.
Looking forward to racing next week. Well, next week, yeah, 2 weeks.
Next week, yeah.
What about doing? We've just found out we're doing a bit of a practice day tomorrow, actually. So
yeah,
we're going to do some training tomorrow. We just found out about 10 minutes ago. So make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you check the other previous podcasts out. Oh, we've had incredible response for people looking at Hudson's crash. It's had about 47,000 views, I think, that crash now.
Yeah.
So we want to kind of do it from Hudson's perspective, talking through what happened in the crash.
Massive boost on subscribers as well.
Yeah, massive boost on subscribers, massive boost on followers on. I mean, I think it's had, I don't know how many thousand on Instagram as well. But yeah, massive thanks for everybody. Like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Check out all my other socials. And yeah.
See you in the next one. Bye for now.